Hi, you're listening to the My Body, My Story podcast.
Don't give up your independence. Don't change who you are to try and please others. Just believe in yourself and follow your gut.
This is the 45 over 45 chapter where we celebrate rule breakers and role models, the women who inspire us to live life our way and to show their sensuality, beauty, soul, and true essence. Here, we talk about what it's like to be 45 plus, adjusting to the changes that come with time, and we listen to the stories of our participants. If you have an interesting story, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us at info@alexandrawalker.com. That's Alexandra spelt with a K-S. Or visit our website, alexandrawalker.com.
Hi everyone, and welcome to My Body, My Story project. And today with us, Angela, and while she's sitting in the makeup chair and Chitra is doing makeup for her, I'll be asking her a few questions. Hi Angela, and let's start and tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm turning 50 in like 3 weeks.
Wow.
So this was a bit of a treat for myself. I'm a single mum. I have 2 beautiful teenagers. My daughter Ellen will turn 18 in July, and my son Vug will turn 16 in July. They're the reason that life's good. They inspire me and challenge me every day. I've just come out of a marriage and I'm like back to where I was. I feel like I'm where I was when I was like 20 something now. I have those opportunities and that the world's opened up again for me. So I'm trying to take every opportunity and do as many things as I possibly could after 20 years of having quite a limited outlook on life. I'm a teacher of students who have severe intellectual and physical disability, and I absolutely love my job. It inspires me every day. These amazing individuals who you think their life is going to be a lot tougher, but they're always so resilient and strong, and I love my job. I've lived in Australia. I came here first in 2002, and I just know that this is the place I'm meant to be. I feel like I've come home. So for me, I can understand this whole connection with country, because when I'm here, I just feel like I belong here.
And where are you from originally?
I was born in Margate in the UK, but my family will come live in Ramsgate, and I actually live in Ramsgate here in Sydney, so my family kind of like that I've gone from one Ramsgate to another. But I left the UK in 1999, and I moved to the Czech Republic and was a teacher over there for 2 years. And then I came to Australia once I'd got my visa and lived here, and then I moved back to Europe in 2006 and lived in Belgrade in Serbia.
Oh wow.
With my then husband, and lived there for 8 years before coming back here to Australia. So I've travelled a lot. And when I was younger, I lived in France for a bit, Spain for a bit.
I see, a travel queen.
Yeah, when I was a child, we lived in Belgium when I was little. So yeah, it's kind of in my blood, I feel.
Yeah.
Until I've come here, and now I'm like, nah.
You settled down, yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like you're in your perfect place.
Yeah. My children want to go back and live in the UK, and they keep saying, when we go back, you're going to come with us, Mama? And I'm like, nah.
They like it there.
Well, they have they go there to visit Nanny and Grandad and my brother and all my family, and so for them it's like this holiday place. They don't know what it's.
Maybe let them live a bit
Yeah,
there,
I think so.
And they come back here.
Yeah, I reckon. So.
That's wonderful. So you mentioned you work with disability children. So is it a school, or it's like a center, or what is that?
It's a school in Kogra, and it's the students from kindergarten up to year 12. We have 66 students in our school.
Oh wow, it's a lot. Yeah.
And the majority are confined to wheelchairs. The majority you would class as non-verbal, but we have we work with them to find different ways of communicating. And they're amazing. And I love my job. I work with the year 10 and year 11, so same age as my children. And I really enjoy being with teenagers there as well. I'm actually primary trained, but I don't think I'll ever go back to primary. I like secondary. Teenagers? Yeah, there's something about teenagers there.
Wow, that's a challenging job.
Yeah, it is, but...
You love it?
Yeah, so much.
So what are you most passionate about?
Giving them their voice, because they have so much to say, and they aren't able to like we can, and not to, you know, underestimate them. That just people label them, and they've got so much they've got to say and to share and feel. They have the same emotions as anybody else.
Of course, yeah.
And really hard for a 17-year-old to be able to express that. You know, I see my children and how they, when they're angry or upset, it's hard enough for them, and they're, you know, are verbal. So for my students, it's really important that I'm able to give them a voice.
So what the main thing you teach them, if there's one thing?
Well, we have to teach the curriculum as any other student. They're entitled to education just as any other child in Australia. And so we have to do the same education as is provided in other schools, but we just have to adapt it to enable them to access it better. So...
No, but what I meant, what the main lesson would you would give them for...
that their voice matters, that their opinions matter, that their thoughts and feelings matter, and that, you know, they have the right to say no just as anybody else does. It's really important for our students.
Sounds really interesting. And I also want to ask, what would you want to say to adults or kids or adults who sometimes cross paths with kids like that? What would you tell them?
Just to treat them as you treat anybody else. They're no different just because they're in a wheelchair or they have a disability. They're the same feelings and thoughts as anyone else. And I'm so happy this year that Dylan Alcott is the Australian of the Year. He's a real inspiration for my students.
Yeah.
So, you know, they can achieve and they're able to do stuff just like anybody else, just in a different way.
Excellent. So let's move to our age.
Yep.
And we know that with age we change. But what positive changes have you experienced so far?
I think the general feeling of I'm happy with who I am. I don't look at myself anymore and think, oh, I wish I looked like this or I wish I looked like that. I'm content with who I am. And you don't care so much what other people think anymore. I think that comes with age and a confidence that you might not have had when you were younger. I don't feel I'm so bothered by what other people think of me anymore.
It's like a lot of women say that, but I'm just wondering why? Why suddenly we decide, like, I don't care? Like, what is the trigger for that? Because we were thinking about others, and then suddenly we think, no, that's me time. What triggers that change, that turn?
For me, I think personally, it was coming out of a marriage that was not great.
You.
Yeah. And when I left it, I realised that I had been the bottom of the pile for so long and tried to do everything to please somebody else, and it never worked. So now I'm just going to please myself. And that's given me this kind of, well, hey, I can do anything now. No one can stop me.
And so what is the biggest challenge at the moment with coming with age?
The one thing that concerns me here, and for me at this age, is particularly coming out of a 20-year marriage and having nothing from it. I've left with nothing. That I don't have a lot of money. I'm, 50 next month. And what does that mean for me when I'm older? When will I be able to finish work? Will I ever be able to buy a house? Will I have security? That's a worry for me. The biggest challenge, I think.
Yeah, I can understand. Even with having something still, you start thinking, okay, I'm going older and I need security. I need to get prepared for some health issues, or, where do I live? What do I do?
Yeah, because I rent. I don't think I'll ever be able to buy in Sydney. It's just so out of my league.
Yeah.
But, and particularly, I live next to the beach. I don't want to change my lifestyle either, so I'm happy to continue renting, but it does worry me for the future. So that's my biggest challenge, I think.
So what would you, if you could go back in time and meet your 30-year-old self, what would you tell her or change?
Don't give up your independence. Don't change who you are to try and please others. Don't change your name. That's been a nightmare, changing it back. Just believe in yourself and follow your gut, because everything else might lie to you, but your gut instinct doesn't. And if you ignore that, yeah, I know that I did. So if I was talking to myself again, just be strong, believe in yourself.
And what would you say to younger women who will eventually reach this age and undergo the changes? What advice would you give them?
That it's actually really liberating. And I remember being an 18-year-old and looking at my mother and thinking, holy, what? I don't want to get to that age. I don't want to be looking like that. I don't want to, feel so old. But you don't, and you just feel better. So just to embrace it.
Yeah, actually, you mentioned that now. I think it's interesting, that when you're 20, you think, oh my God, 50 is being old. And when you approach your 50, you say, oh my God, I still
feel the same, yeah.
I just look a bit different.
And I have more confidence than I had when I was 20.
Yeah.
I'm not scared to go out by myself or do things by myself that at 20 I would have been.
So, what is your greatest accomplishment so far?
There's two sides to it. Having my children, I think, but also leaving a marriage that was making me very, very unhappy. And it had done for years, and I thought I couldn't. And then eventually, it took me a long time, but for me, I think that was the biggest thing, the best thing I've ever done.
Bringing back your independence.
Yeah.
Because we have My Body, My Story project, and it's to do with body and all the aspects of body image, where do you think the idea of perfect body image comes from?
Well, I presume, I'm sure everybody says the same, it's the media, but then that changes over time, doesn't it? You think about the 1950s, it's Marilyn Monroe, and she was the perfect body, but she was, voluptuous and curvy, and then it changed, and slowly we had to be thin and young. I'm hoping that, social media will slowly change again, and it will be celebrating all women as we are, but I do think it contributes to a lot. Magazines and how you should look, and if you're not happy with this, change that, and that worries me for my daughter.
Oh, now it's a different trend, opposite, it's called body positive, but it's also at some point goes to, for me, from my point of view, too much letting it go, which I also think is wrong. I think that body positive should be being comfortable and healthy in your body, but you cannot, if you're unhealthy, if you're overweight, kind of to the extent that it damages your health, and you're trying to pursue yourself I'm fine, I feel good in this body. I think it's like fooling yourself,
I mean, I do know for myself that if I don't feel physically fit, then I don't feel I look good either.
Yeah.
So for me, being physically fit and exercising means I look good, and then I think I have a positive body image then, because
Yeah, being healthy
Yeah.
and feeling good, that's
Yeah.
your perfect body.
yeah,
And so what is it for you, feeling good and looking good? What comes first?
feeling good,
Feeling good.
without a doubt.
And what makes you feel the most beautiful?
Oh, that's hard. I didn't feel beautiful for so long. I think for me, my independence and my freedom make me feel beautiful. Because now when I look at photos, I see myself smiling and I am happy instead of smiling and I wasn't. So that makes me feel beautiful because I'm happy inside. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with clothes or,
Physical look. Yeah.
no, it's what's in here.
Inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And my last question, if you have any, what is your favorite quote or saying or thought about being a woman?
I saw this on Instagram the other day, and there's whatever one I follow, and it's got some quotes on it, and some are really good and some are awful. But this one basically said, you can't be strong every day. Sometimes you need to scream, cuss, fall on the floor and cry, but you always have to get up and be the badass you were meant to be. So I just thought that pretty much summed it up.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining our project, and I hope you will enjoy the rest of the day in your photo shoot and the makeup and hair. Well, Chitra will finish for you. And welcome again.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
If you have an interesting story, we'd love for you to participate. You can email us at info@alexandrawalker.com. That's Alexandra spelt with a KS. Or visit our website, alexandrawalker.com.